Hey guys, I'm still not feeling 110%, but I owe you guys a video, so I'm going to do the best I can with what I got up here, which is not much. All right, so the first book for this week, and my pick of the week is Battle Beast, issue number 5 by Robert Kirkman, with artwork by Ryan Ottley. And this is one awesome book. This continues the story with the Colossus and the Juggernaut. And this was the Colossus and this is the Juggernaut. And Battle Beast and his friends are trying to find a way to find somebody strong enough to end his life. That's what Battle Beast wants more than anything. To live is to be tortured, to be punished. So Battle Beast wants to survive any way that he can until he meets an opponent that he cannot best. And it's funny to see somebody so driven in that one aspect of their life. The character is just driven so much. And then you get to see why Battle Beast's friend, the prince here, is the way he is because his mother and father imbued him with something special as they were dying. And that's he's changing into something, and I have a feeling that this little wimpy guy, scrimpy guy, is going to be the one that takes Battle Beast out in the end, if that's really what's going to happen. But you get this story of love and loss, and even Battle Beast himself says, "You have no idea what I endure. Every single moment of my life is agony, and unquenchable fury roils within me without end. As I look at you now, I want nothing more than to tear you to pieces and drink the blood from your scattered remains." So he's got a lust for killing that he has to keep in check at all times, or else he would just go throughout the universe killing everybody that he met. There would be no friend, and everybody would be only foe. So you finally get to see the prince's former home, and we are hunting down the Juggernaut. Let's see. And he finally finds her, decked out in this jewels and living the great life. There will be an issue 6, so she does not kill him, at least not in the beginning of their battle. I'm going to say that. So, awesome book, just 40,000% energy from Kirkman and Company on this book. It's the most fun I've read in quite some time. All right, Amazing Spider-Man number 12 here by Joe Kelly with art by Ed McGuinness, inks by Cliff Rathburn. And you get to see more of this fake Peter Parker, aka Ben Reilly, with Brian. And he's saying, it might be time for me to move on. I don't feel like I fit in here in the culture. So you've still got fake Peter Parker, you've still got Roderick Kingsley, you've got Norman Osborn, and then fake Spider-Man, who I will keep a secret until 1 or 2 more issues gets published, gets met with all of these teenage Spider kids. Miles Morales, Spider-Boy, Ariana, Silk, and he fights them. And all I'm going to say is that eventually that character that's playing Spider-Man, there's growth in that character. It's a character that has been around for decades in Spider-Man lore, almost since the beginning. And here he sees growth. And it's great. Because one thing that I never understood about the characters is why keep them stagnant. You can let them grow and still be the exact same character, the same age. It's about what you go through in life. It's not the I forgot how that phrase goes. My mind is so addled, but what is it? It's the experience, not the years, kid. What Han Solo said. So it's the experiences that you have gone through, not necessarily how old or how young you are. So you get this really awesome continuation of this, you don't get to see where Peter Parker himself is in this issue, but you do get to see both the Peter Parker here and the Spider-Man here. And I've got to say, Joe Kelly is doing so far a bang-up job. Maybe one or two issues out of this run have not really hit the mark, but I would say that pretty much all the other ones have. All right, we have the finale to the Baroness and CoverGirl story in G.I. Joe, written by Josh Williamson, with art by Andrea Milana. And you have pretty much a fight, not to the death, but Major Blood wants to take the Baroness's eye because she stole one of his. And I can't tell you how that ends, but you also get to see Risk and Clutch and Hound. So Josh Williamson, along with Robert Kirkman, is putting these two universes together between G.I. Joe and Transformers. And you get to see that Major Blood had a Raven set up to harm Baroness's parents if anything happened to him, if he lost this battle. And CoverGirl goes in search of her parents to try to protect them. And in the end, that's what she does. She says your folks never even knew that they were in danger. You get to see Cobra Commander talking with Destro. You also get to see Duke, and it's political intrigue, but not the same type of political intrigue that No Man's Land was. This is lighter-hearted fare. It's the difference between the G.I. Joe cartoon and something like 24. So, fun stuff, and I'm still on board for it. Can't wait for issue 12. All right, Walking Dead Deluxe, number 121, Robert Kirkman, Charlie Adler, and now I'm joined on Anchor by Stefano Gaudino. And long story short of this is that Negan attacks Alexandria, and they end up having to find a new place to go because Alexandria, Rick feels, is no longer safe. Meanwhile, Negan has captured, I don't know how much of this I can show you, has captured Eugene. And so he's got Eugene here, and he says, you know what, we've got Alexandria, we've got all the weapons making stuff, we've got you to make the weapons, so you're going to make the weapons for us. And he says, Rick is building towards something, he's building a life for all of us. If he would just back off, just let him build something. That's big and that's special, and I won't do anything to jeopardize that. So we are now at part 7 of 12 of All Out War, and you just get to see how much the stakes have raised after Rick went after Negan's guys. Sorry guys, a little leakage there. But again, this story in this book is amazing. If you never read it the first go around, to see it in color by Dave McCaig is something absolutely special. And the next to last book that I picked up is The Seasons, issue number 8 by Rick Remender. And at first, you get to see winter, you get to see spring attacked, and then winter is feeling bad for herself because she's got this art exhibit that did not go the way that she wanted it to. She feels, as though she's unloved. And people are saying all these terrible things to her about her artwork. And so this guy comes out of nowhere, and you don't really know, she's like, are you the butler? And he's like, oh no, I'm just trying to, I'm a patron, an appreciator of rare things like you. I see what they are blind to. So you still get this build up between this character and Winter, and he eventually gives her a mirror because he's from the circus. And what's funny is there's a twist to this. She seems like she's under his thrall, but I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'll say that in the second half of this book, you get to see exactly how strong Winter seasons is. So, and hey, I meant to show you this. At the back of the book, what do we get? But in October, it's The Return of the Sacrificers by Rick Remender and Max Fuimara. So, two really awesome, possibly really awesome Rick Remender books in 1 month. How will I ever contain my excitement? All right, guys, and I talked about it in another video, but here's No Man's Land, which is a 4-issue miniseries from Image, written and drawn by Simon Kodransky, and it talks about the murder of a young lady in the Diomede Islands, right between the USSR and the USA during the Cold War days in the 60s. So check that video out when it hits, and I think you guys will really, really like this. And last but not least, we have Batman, Second Night, #1. And I'm getting kind of tired, guys, so I'm going to just give you a little bit of what I think about this book. I'm not going to show you the art or anything, because if you know Mike Perkins, you know Mike Perkins, and that's all you need to know. Dan Jurgens is telling detective stories again with Batman. He's the Dark Knight detective. And a lot of people have forgotten about that over the years. They give him a little bit of science, they give him a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there, but at the end of the day, they tend to forget that he is a detective. He has honed that skill just as well as he's honed all of his physical fighting skills. His brain is just as sharp as his brawn. So it's an oversized book. You see the size difference here between No Man's Land and this Batman book. So it's in a larger distillery type format. But if you liked the first miniseries by Jurgens, Perkins, and Spicer, then you're going to love this. You're going to absolutely love it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit less informative, less sharp than all the other videos that I put out, but I always want to provide you guys with the same modicum of excitement and the same modicum of imagination and information. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe on the channel. Within the next 2 or 3 days, I should be feeling more like myself, so you can expect my energy to come back, and you can expect my voice to not be quite so gravelly. So, you know, I'm not going to be Batman after that. Unfortunately, whenever I get anything viral or get sinusy junk during the summer or the spring or the fall, then I get this way and my voice drops about 1.5 octaves. So if anybody wants to hire me to do radio programming, now would probably be the time for me to do a commercial. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm about to go lay down and go get some rest. But thanks again for joining me, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.